China just launched another wave of satellites, and it's all part of a plan to create a giant internet network in space. Called Guowang, this system aims to rival Starlink with over 12,000 satellites in low Earth orbit. But what's really driving this project, and how could it reshape global internet access forever? China has officially entered the global satellite internet race with a bold project known as Guowang, a name that means National Network. Developed by the state-owned China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, CASIC, this ambitious satellite mega-constellation aims to bring fast, low-latency broadband coverage to users across the globe. The Guowang network plans to eventually include more than 12,000 satellites operating in low Earth orbit, LEO. Since its formal launch in 2022, the project has remained relatively low profile in international media. But behind the scenes, it's gaining momentum. China recently launched a new batch of satellites under the label Satellite Internet Low Orbit Group 05, bringing the total deployed to 39 satellites so far. While that figure may seem small compared to Starlink's more than 6,000 satellites, China's long-term plan is substantial. According to Yuan Zhuanggang, the chief designer of the Guowang project, the goal is to have 400 satellites in orbit by 2027 and 1,200 by 2029, with a total of 12,992 satellites as the final target. China is utilizing its proven Long March rocket family, including Long March 8A and Long March 5B, to lift these satellites into orbit. Notably, many of these launches don't publicly disclose their payloads in advance, an indication of the project's strategic significance. Guowang isn't just another satellite program, it's a critical piece in China's long-term vision for technological independence and global digital presence. At a time when communication infrastructure is becoming as essential as energy or transport, Guowang represents a shift toward more self-reliant space-based connectivity that can serve both domestic needs and global ambitions. By operating its own network of satellites, China is reducing its dependence on foreign-controlled infrastructure such as undersea cables or international data routing services. This means that even in cases of network failure, remote disruption, or limited terrestrial access, the country can maintain stable and secure communications. That's especially useful for rural areas, disaster-prone zones, and logistically difficult regions where physical internet infrastructure is limited or costly to maintain. But Guowang's reach extends well beyond national borders. Over time, China plans to make this network available to international partners, particularly in regions that are underconnected by current global providers. This includes parts of Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, where traditional broadband infrastructure is either too expensive or hasn't yet reached rural populations. By offering an alternative to existing satellite providers like Starlink or OneWeb, potentially at lower prices or with subsidized access, Guowang could build digital partnerships with countries seeking faster, more reliable internet access. China's Guowang isn't launching into an empty sky. It joins a competitive field of next-generation satellite internet providers, each racing to deliver fast, reliable connectivity from low Earth orbit. The dominant player today is SpaceX's Starlink, which has already deployed more than 6,000 satellites and provides service to over 70 countries. Starlink was first to scale a working LEO broadband network and continues to lead in terms of coverage and consumer adoption. Yet, despite Starlink's head start, Guowang brings different strengths to the table. Backed by China's central government, it isn't constrained by private investment cycles or quarterly earnings reports. This allows Guowang to take a longer-term view, focusing on strategic coverage, state-supported expansion, and digital infrastructure rather than immediate profit. Another major competitor is Amazon's Project Kuiper, which aims to launch 3,236 satellites to provide global broadband. As of mid-2025, fewer than 100 Kuiper satellites have been launched, and Amazon faces a ticking clock from the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, FCC. To avoid penalties, it must launch at least half of its network, about 1,600 satellites, by July 2026. Europe's Eutelsat, which merged with OneWeb, is also in the race. It operates a hybrid network of 30-plus geostationary satellites and hundreds of LEO units. Eutelsat is especially focused on enterprise and government contracts. China's Guowang network is more than just a satellite system. It's a bold step toward redefining how the world connects. With thousands of satellites planned, a growing global strategy, and momentum building fast, Guowang could reshape internet access as we know it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.